Alright guys, we're back.
And I have his precious power source.
Nice, power source. I think this is actually part of the last episode. Anyways, how are you guys doing today?
Toward the Hab Center.
I'm doing pretty good. It was a weird day. Not a bad day. It was actually pretty cool. And now I get to punch little gremlins, so that makes it even better. No, it was just like I had to work, but it was like it was a regular shift, but it was like 3 little split shifts. I don't know how to describe it. We just had a bunch of people order for last week of school, so we had a bunch of deliveries. So like they were already scheduled ahead of time, which was good, but it was just like I had to keep doing like delivery and come back. And they were big deliveries, so I had to have someone come in so I could take the deliveries. So it was just like a back and forth. It was kind of weird. But it was nice, because like, got out of the store for a little bit. And that is never a bad thing. Get out of here, you little buggers. Ah, that's right. You get sliced and diced. Oh, come on. That was a headshot. Oh, that was... well, not really a headshot. But then, the rest of the time at work, we were basically discussing Game of Thrones and why I believe the ending was not great. I'm not going to do any spoilers. Like, because it's one of those things, is there's people still watching it. And... last episode, the reasons why I like it are fairly big and spoilery. But we're just gonna say that it ended in a bad... it left a bad taste in my mouth, is what I'm gonna say. What the heck are you guys doing? Get out of here. I said, get out of here. Oh, come on, man. Just, please. Come on. I don't want to do this. Ooh. Lopping some heads off like they're going out of style, leaving you and your orgies in a big pile. I'm trying to keep my swearing down as well. It's one of those things, like, I know I can stay monetized with a little bit of swearing, but, like, I do notice I swear a lot. And they could demonetize me even for swearing a lot. It's what I do. It's how I was raised. Kinda. My parents were... they were parents. I don't know. Best way to say it. Nah, like... there was a comedian that said it. His name was Titus. Well, he only had a dad, and he said, you know, my dad was an asshole, but there was always food on my plate, clothes on my back, and that's a lot, like how my parents were. I had both parents, though, but like, lots of stuff that I found out about later, I was just kind of like, I don't think they thought this through. I have acid reflux disease. And basically what that means is I've got too much acid in my stomach. And so when I eat food, there's too much acid. I'll try to regurgitate it. I burp a lot. And my stomach gets upset very easily and I can throw up and stuff. And I haven't found out what really like, there's certain foods that I should and shouldn't eat for sure. But there's just some times where my stomach just gets super bleh. And I'll, like, if I eat anything, I'll hurl. I'll blow chunks. And, like, that happened when I was a little kid. It happened all the time. And, like, there'd be, like, you know, every so often, there'd be a week where I just could not eat anything without hurling a good amount. And it was frustrating. So my mom was just like, oh, you just have a sensitive stomach. So every once in a while, you're just gonna throw up, and there's not really anything we can do about it. I mean, being a kid, thinking, okay, my parents are adults. They know what they mean. I have a sensitive stomach. And just let it go, right? But then I found out, like, this is after I got married, right? So I was just like, oh, I have a sensitive stomach. That's just a thing, right? So then my wife was just like, no, that's not a thing. You are definitely not supposed to just throw up after every meal every other month for like a week. You're not supposed to hack up a lung after eating, you know, anything with sauce in it. That's not a thing. So we went to the doctor, and it turns out, yeah, I have so much stomach acid. It's actually going back up my throat after I eat, causing me to cough uncontrollably and vomit. And if we didn't get it under control, it was literally eating a hole in my esophagus. Yeah, hole through it. So yeah, upset stomach, not a thing. Or a sensitive stomach, not a thing. Acid reflux disease, a big thing. And I was just like, man, my parents never took me to the doctor once. And my wife, we were married for like a year at this point, automatically knew that, yeah, that's not a thing. That's not... Just to say you have a sensitive stomach, yeah, that's not a medical condition. That's not just a thing that happens. And just like, yeah, my parents totally just let me go, having my esophagus get a hole in it. And like, my tonsils. I have a thing called cryptic tonsils. Well, cryptic tonsils, well, I don't have them anymore. Cryptic tonsils means I have huge holes in my tonsils. So stuff gets stuck in them a lot. Well, again, they're gone now. So I would get bronchitis, sore throats, like, religiously. Ooh, melt a gun? Yeah, I don't want to admit I want to melt that. Stupid machine gun. Ooh, hell yeah. But yeah, so like, it would happen all the time. I would, like, the fact that I did not get, like, addicted to, like, codeine is kind of amazing for how much I was on it yearly. Like, bronchitis. Serious bronchitis to where, like, I had to, you know, eat just the, you know, smallest bits of food, and it all had to be basically mush. And that would happen, like, especially during winter. Ooh. No, I'm not Sucker Bowl. Oh, not the gun. This one. Let's melt a hole through their frickin' face. So that happened, yeah, like 4 or 5 times in like a 4-month period, right? So a quarter of the year, I would just be sick, horribly sick. And again, my parents are just like, oh, you know, that's just a thing. You're just, you know, susceptible to it. And again, being a kid, oh, okay. Oh, life dealt me a bad hand. I'm susceptible to bronchitis. That's the thing. And again, being married for a little bit, wife's like, yeah, that is also not a thing. So he went to the doctor, and he was like, okay, well, how often do you get bronchitis, you know, these sore throats and, you know, tonsil-related sicknesses? And I said, well, you know, it's not like a lot, but it's like maybe like 4 or 5 times a year. To which the doctor replied, that is a lot. 2 is like, meh. You should probably have your tonsils out. 4 or 5, those should have been out when you were 8. Oh, okay. That's a thing. And it's ridiculous because my brother got his tonsils out. So he went through the same thing I did, and apparently I was just susceptible. That's just a thing. And they just, yeah, awesome. But like I said, they weren't horrible parents. They're still not horrible parents. They're a little crazy, but there's definitely worse out there. I shall take that. And I shall take that. But yeah, it's just like telling these stories to like people nowadays, and they're just like, wow, yeah, that's not a thing. How are you alive? Kind of stuff. So, you know, yeah. It's a thing, apparently. So anyways, how you guys doing? Probably already asked you. Ooh. I'm doing good today. Said I had that weird work shift, but ooh, purity seal. It's a pure fury. I'm more mad. I'm extra mad. And had some interesting customers. Nothing bad. Had one crazy lady, but like it's hard to say. Like, there's always a crazy lady. Oh, get away, get away, get away, get away! Explode now! Because it's food service. Food service and retail are always crazy ladies. One of our employees, not really a manager, but like she's like the head of our second location. Like, we don't really have like set managers. She's just like the one we kind of let run the show over there. She became an aunt. Her little brother, wife, girlfriend. I don't think they're married. Girlfriend. I think they're actually engaged. I don't know. The whole thing. Had a baby. She went into labor, and they are living with her. So like, she had to leave to get stuff set up, and so, you know, it's just, and she had to leave work. She was at work. She gets a call saying, "Hey, baby's on the way." You know, it was while we were out. So they were out. I think they were having lunch or something like that. Can you go to the house and get stuff? You know, get the baby stuff, the overnight bag, all that good stuff. And she called us and said, "Hey, can someone cover? You know, like, if not, I can wait, but, you know, I'd kind of like to be there for the birth of my nephew." And we're like, "Oh yeah, no problem. You know, just close up, put the signs up, said, you know, you had to close, and if anyone says anything, we'll deal with it." And of course, a lady had to say something. Comes in. So why is they closed up there? They're supposed to be open for 2 more hours. Like, well, you know, she had to get some stuff together. It was a medical emergency. Like, nephew's being born, and she had to get some stuff over to the hospital.
Let's get out of here and find the Inquisitor before the...
Yeah, let's get out of these tunnels. I hate tunnels. So I thought, you know, the lady was like, "Oh, yay, baby, new baby." No, she's like, "She really left for that?" And I was like, "Yeah. Well, she needs to be written up or something, because that's not a good excuse." I'm like, well, I'm the owner, and I told her she could leave because I think a new baby is a pretty good excuse to leave work 2 hours early. And she was just so upset by that. She seemed more upset with me that I didn't agree with her, or that the fact that I said, "Yeah, totally, you can, you know, leave a little early." So I don't know. People be crazy. Craziest people, though, of all time, retail. Oh man, retail is the craziest. I used to work at a shoe store as it rhymes with Schmamish Schmutware. And it was just the most ridiculous job, like, all around. So I was working at Pizza Hut before, and there was a guy, he was a driver. He had like student loans he was trying to pay off or something like that. So he was the store manager at the place. and he decided to become a driver to get extra cash. Basically, to, pay off whatever it was. He had some loan, he had some money thing that he was trying to pay off early. And it's like, yeah, man, that's respectable. Like, that's very mature of you, or very responsible of you to try and get all your stuff under control. So he worked with me, and I was kind of like the head driver at the time. Like, basically just like I was a senior driver. So he was like, hey man, you do a good job, would you like to come work for me? And you could be a assistant manager. And I said, well, you don't start at assistant manager. You basically have to get done with your 90-day, and then after that I can make you an assistant, as long as you do the same work that you do there that you do here. I'm like, yeah man, big pay bonus, and I could still deliver pizzas on weekends. So I was like, heck yeah man, that's money. So I do it. Oh, should never have done it. Worst job ever. I had shoes thrown at me on more than one occasion. And not just like a little toss at me, like thrown at me. Sport.
So terror demoralized the militia.
Cruel, but effective.
Yeah.
Strategy of war.
Orcs aren't that strategic.
This was sport.
Get out of the way! Jeez. Orcs aren't necessarily cruel. They'll just try and fight everything. Like, they're not malicious. They're not like, oh, we're gonna kill you because you're defenseless. It's like, no, we're gonna kill you because you're the enemy. Hopefully you fight back, because that's what we like. Anyway, so she was thrown at me, and then one person, this was one of the most ridiculous stories. I had a guy come in, older guy with his son. Son was probably in the early teens, probably like 13, 14. And they come in, they said, we need some dress shoes. Black dress shoes. I said, okay, yeah, sure, follow me. I showed him to where the dress shoes were. I said, okay, so these are all of our dress shoes. And I pointed to the clearance. I said, we have a few on clearance right now. Do you know what size you need? So they told me the size, and I said, okay, I know I have them in these, and these. So then I was like, okay, if you need anything else, let me know. I'll be by the register, because it was just me at the time. I basically had to go back and forth. So the guy comes up, he has shoes, and he said, okay, do you have this specific shoe in this specific size? And I looked up in the system, I said, I don't, but I could have them ordered in. They're in Utah. They'll be here in 2 days. So, well, we actually need it for a funeral tomorrow. I said, okay, I am sorry about that. I can't get this shoe in that time. And he seemed okay with it. And so then they go around, they keep looking a little bit longer, and they bring up another shoe. Actually, I go up to them and I ask them, hey, everything going all right? Do you need any help? They found another shoe, and they said, okay, I need this shoe. And I said, okay, I actually have that shoe. And they said, okay, well, you do have it this side. And I said, okay, I'll check my system again, because sometimes we'd get a shipment, and it was in the back. So every time they're like, oh, could you check the back? That was a thing, because we had, so many shoes. You couldn't keep everything out. So we tried to keep, one of each size out. But sometimes, they got put in the back. That's a thing that would happen. There's so many freaking little buggers. Okay, we didn't have it. And I was like, okay, well, I actually have these shoes. And I got them at JCPenney. And I wasn't supposed to tell them that, but it's a funeral that they gotta get some stuff for. They found a shoe they liked. I just didn't happen to have their size. Stupid freaking. So I was like, okay, I have helped these people above and beyond. I have even risked getting written up by saying our competitor has the shoe they would like, right? And they go back to looking around. And they start to walk out. They didn't buy anything. And I was like, okay, sorry, I couldn't help you any better. And the guy comes off as, rude. And he was just like, yeah, you were no help at all. And I thought he was being sarcastic, because I went above and beyond. Like, anything that is considered customer service, I did extra. So I laughed it up. I was like, yeah, sorry about that. Have a great day. Dude got pissed, came up and took a swing at me. Legit took a swing at me. Like, if I would not have stepped back, I would have got punched square in the face. And we had to call security on him. And I was like, whoa, what's going on? And my manager, well, I told my manager, because he got the whole thing, that I was apparently harassing this guy the entire time, which is different because he said I didn't help him at all. And then he called my manager and said, I was doing nothing but harassing him and checking on him every 5 seconds. So I was like, okay. Because when I told my manager, he was like, yeah, what he said doesn't match up at all. So we had to pull out the security cameras, and they didn't have audio, but he's just like, yeah, like, you didn't seem like you were over, like, harassing him. Like, from what you said, you seemed like you helped him enough. I even told him the JCPenney thing, and he's just like, yeah, like, you're not supposed to do that, but, funeral, I understand. Please don't do it again. So, like, I don't know what I could have done any better. And apparently it wasn't enough, or at least, not enough to not get punched on me. Alright, well, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Remember, have fun out there. Thank you for checking out another one of my videos. If you're interested in any more, I've got a couple lined up right here. And if you haven't yet, click the icon in the center to subscribe to my channel. And remember, have fun out there.